Today we're going to be comparing two of my favorite space heaters. These are both basically in the same category. They're both 1500 watts. They both have ceramic heating elements, but they do have some big differences that I want to go over in this video. I have been using both of these personally for several months now, so I do have a pretty good idea at how these function. During this video, expect to see the testing portion first. Then after that, we're gonna go over all the features that these heaters offer. So with that being said, let's quickly cut to the actual heating test. So for our first test, we're gonna do 2 minutes on the max heating mode of each of these devices here. Then after that, we'll go ahead and check the temperature of the wall with this tool. They're both the exact same distance away from the wall. And I will go ahead and fast forward this process, but I'll keep the phone timer right here so that you can see that it actually was 2 minutes on the max settings. All right guys, so it's been 2 minutes. We're gonna let both these heaters continue running while we go ahead and check the temperatures. So right here, we hit a max of about 117 directly in front of that heater. Let's check this one. Looks like we got up to 113 at max, 115. Let's go back over here and see if the numbers have climbed. They still seem to be a couple degrees higher than the GiveBest heater. But to be honest, I haven't really noticed much of a difference when I actually use these in the bathrooms. Basically, the Dreo Atom 316 over here did get a little warmer. We're talking about a couple degrees. The GiveBest heater was still definitely a solid contender. Next up, we're going to be using this tool here to measure how loud the heaters get in decibels. So let's go ahead and turn on the Dreo Atom. And it looks like we're sitting right around 50 decibels for that heater. And real quick, you may see that the heater is still running even though I pressed the power button. And that is because that heater right there runs for an additional 30 seconds just to make sure that the ceramic element cools down enough. It basically just prolongs the life of the heater. And then, as you guys should be able to see, this heater was closer to 60 decibels. Before we go and talk about the rest of the features, I just want to give you guys a really close look at both of the heaters. They have a very similar sized ceramic element on the inside, the fan on the back, a nice handle, and these are all the controls right up there. On the Dreo, we actually get something that's pretty cool. It's a remote, and we could do all of the same controls while we're sitting in bed, which is pretty neat. We have some buttons up top that are just like touch buttons. They don't actually click, and we'll talk about all those modes in just a moment. But the overall ceramic element is very similar, and the fan size. So hopefully you guys are able to get a pretty good idea at which heater performs the best. Overall, these are both great heaters, and personally, even though the numbers may be a little different, it is hard to tell a difference between the two when you're actually using them. Since they both don't rotate and they both have the same amount of power, they're kind of just both very similar. They just offer different features, such as the Dreo Atom over here having a timer. We also get a locking function. You guys could even dim the lights on the front here. You guys have a total of 3 heating modes versus 2 on the GiveBest. And you guys have exact thermostat control, where this one is a little less exact. You have to turn a dial here and you don't really know what temperature you're on. Now, those are all the extra features that you guys get with this heater, on top of the remote that you guys probably already saw. But the GiveBest heater still is a great heater. It may not have all those extra features, but what I've noticed is some of those features I rarely use. Most of the features that are important to me are just the thermostat and having a fan and heating function, which both of these heaters offer. We also do get a better handle on the top of the GiveBest, and I like their tip over protection. It's a physical button that you can hear click when you set it down, versus the Dreo heater over here has a sensor on the inside, I believe. So when you knock it over, it will beep. I'll just go ahead and show you. So it'll eventually start beeping at you. It's like, hey, I need to get flipped over. So overall, these are both great heaters. I've loved both of them. If you guys could get away without all the features that the Dreo heater offers, then the GiveBest heater is still a great heater. I've been using this a lot, as you guys could tell. But if you guys do want some of those extra features, like a timer, a remote control, then you might want to check out the Dreo Atom 316. Anyways, with that being said, that's it for my really quick comparison between these two space heaters.